Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, in the last episode, I was talking on how Ubisoft canceled probably their best game, and overall just doing research on like games where it's like the enemies are racist. A video game came up called Ethnic Cleansing, where it's a game where you're just pretty much it's a racist video game. You go around and you're killing. They say that you kill African Americans, Latinos, and Jewish people. And I'm thinking to myself, there's like the game is, I guess it's like based off of two levels. And there's like the player starts in an urban environment where they fight Latinos and black enemies, including their leader, Big Nig. That's crazy. That is some wild stuff. The second level is a subway station outlined as the hideout of Jewish people seeking world domination. The final boss is Ariel Sharon, the Prime Minister of Israel, who attacks the player with a rocket launcher. A playthrough lasts for approximately 20 minutes. Oh, so a playthrough of the whole game. That's wild. That's wild that something like that would even come out. But yeah, they have it where you can play as a KKK member or a neo-Nazi. And the thing is this, because I feel like that there'll be racist people. They'll like try to like start an argument with me and be all like, oh, you're defending this Assassin's Creed game. And it's, it's a depiction of us getting killed. But I'm like, well, when Ethnic Cleansing came out, like, oh, you have an issue with that, but not with Assassin's Creed. See, here's the thing. Because I feel like that, there's going to be a younger generation that gets pretty much brain washed. Like, like they develop a form of brain rot, listening to these racist people. Well, they'll try to go against what Assassin's Creed was trying to promote, but then they'll turn around and promote ethnic cleansing. But it's a problem when I want to promote Assassin's Creed and then, downplay a game like ethnic cleansing, because when you look at both games and just overall, like, I guess, like, separating or, taking away the video game aspect, but when you're looking at what Assassin's Creed, what they would have put out, is of you going around killing people that's, they have, like, this random hatred towards races that are not theirs, and it's like, you develop this random hatred for what reason? So, like, and that's the thing, when I look at games like let's just say Wolfenstein, for an example, where they have you going around killing Nazis and stuff. What are Nazis known for? And I'm not trying to hear the positivity with Nazis. There ain't no such thing as positivity with Nazis. So I'm like, if you think that you're gonna try to convince me of that, I'm like, I'm sorry, but no. I done dealt with way too much racism in my life to, I guess, have a understanding of Nazis and KKK and all that stuff. Nah, you ain't getting no understandings over here, not from a person of color. But anyways, but what are Nazis known for, all right? If we go back some years, not a whole lot of years, but some years, when we go back to that World War II era, what were Nazis doing? They were killing Jewish people. If I could just sum up what World War II was like for that side of the field, Nazis was killing Jewish people. And it wasn't like they killed like a few of them, a dozen of them, like a 100 or 1,000. They killed millions of Jewish people, put them off up in these gas chambers, did whatever they, I guess, did with their bodies afterwards, and then buried them. Like, there are mass graves of Jewish people. And that's the thing, where it's like, there's probably some of them where they have even been identified. There's probably a lot of like Jewish families out there that never did get to see their families, their friends, never again. And what's crazy is that somebody turned around years later in 2002 and made a video game, a source of entertainment of Nazis killing Jewish people. Please, the thing is this. I guess like a part of me would like an explanation on how can something like that work out? How can something like that be normal? And then, but it's a problem when it's Assassin's Creed. Like, let's just say Assassin's Creed or Ubisoft, they came out with that Assassin's Creed game where you're playing as a black assassin, you're going around killing the KKK, and I think they say it was the KKK and Nazis. Hold on for a second. Let me bring up that tweet again. think I exited out of it. Hold on, now I gotta go and find that tweet again. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. I should be able to find it fast, but if no, oh, here it goes. So there was like players would fight the emerging KKK. And yeah, okay, so it wasn't like no Nazis that were in the game, but it just sounds like that. Well, yeah, because they was like post Civil War, so yeah, so it's just you're just going around killing KKK members. Probably gonna be some other like racist people where it's like they might not align themselves with the KKK, but it's like just like random people where it's like I guess if they see your character and then they start trying to start some trouble or whatever and stuff. But if not that, then yeah, then it might just be the KKK. But I'm like, even still. Then I'm like, fam, I would have loved to have seen, but it just to me, it's like it's funny because you see when they do it in the movies, you see where there's probably some musicians out there. Well, no, yeah, because Ski Mask the Slump God, I think he had like a video where he was like fighting off the KKK or something like that. But I'm trying to think of that I remember XXXTentacion when he did his that Look at Me video, and then he had, but it was like he made it seem like it was gonna be just strictly Look at Me, but then he had Riot playing, and then there was that ending scene where he hanged the white kid and stuff. And yeah, I think he did get some threats over that, and I think that's probably what Ubisoft, what they were actually afraid of, that they were afraid of, I guess like the threats and stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, fam, Wolfenstein, they had it where their the main enemies in that game were both, I think, yeah, it was both Nazis and KKK. I think it was with their last game, that's when they added the KKK. And even Red Dead Redemption, and my thing is this, I think, yeah, with Wolfenstein, there were some, like, neo-Nazis out there talking about, oh, we gonna boycott the game, and it's like, all right, cool, thank you, I'm like, thanks for the promotion, I'm like, yeah, you guys are all lined up outside saying, oh, down with Wolfenstein, that's just, the thing is this, that been me, I'm like, if I was, I guess, like, the lead director, or, like, of Wolfenstein, I'm like, what direction are we gonna go, I guess, with advertising, our game, I'm like, we're gonna record those neo-Nazis, put like some funny music playing in the background, have somebody do some commentary. I'm like, whoever it wants to be and stuff, and then yeah, then it's just gonna cut to the video game, and we're gonna be like, yeah, we're going to use them for our promotion, But the thing is this, all right. But I guess like getting back to, because that's what I mainly wanted to do for this episode, is talk on the difference between both games, because I feel like that there will be people that they'll have a confusion of what both games are and stuff. And so overall, I guess to explain it to a younger audience member, because I feel like there'll be some old audience members, somebody that don't really like my kind and stuff, where they'll have something to say about how I'm talking about Assassin's Creed and what that game would have been about and stuff. So, but anyways, if I guess like for those that don't really know too much about that, like I said, if you're like a young audience member and you don't really know too much about racism, that's cool. It's one of those things where I'm like, I don't knock anybody over the head for not knowing stuff like that. I'm like, it's things, there's things in history that I don't really know too much about, so that's why I'm like, but stuff like that, I'm like, I've been like reading a lot of different like throughout my life, like read a few books about racism, just overall paid attention to a lot of like conversations about racism, and then just, yeah, like listen to leaders about like where it's like they talked against it, like Martin Luther King, what else, yeah, it's like, it's stuff like that where it's like throughout my life, I've paid attention to that type of stuff. So it was always embedded in me, and I feel like even without even knowing of that stuff, it's still going to be embedded in you that the KKK is not good. Neo-Nazis, Nazis, whatever they want to call themselves, that's not good, and I guess like, yeah, if people want to get technical with it and be all like, oh, okay, like the message that Ubisoft is putting out there is not good, they're promoting going around killing the KKK and stuff, yeah, obviously don't do that stuff in real life, but if you want to keep it in the video game, that's perfectly fine. I'm 100% okay with it being in the video game. But yeah, when you start doing that stuff in real life, I'm like, nah, don't throw your life away because of somebody's just, their active brain rot. It's like, if the thing is this, it's the year 2025, right? However old you are, whether you're in your like teenage years, 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever year, if you're in the year 2025 and you're being racist, and it's like, oh, what, a black person cut me off, or a black person did this, or a black person, or just anybody of color did this, so now you got to align yourself with racism and people in racist groups and all that stuff. And I'm like, fam, you got to really sit down and think about it. When I guess, like, if we're just overall talking on that particular word, racism, erase the video games, erase the movies, the music, all that stuff. When we go to like the root of this issue, you're the problem. Like, you're seriously the problem. You allow you, because my thing is this, throughout my life, fam, I done had people of all different colors upset me, get me to a boiling point, get me to a blind rage. And the thing is this, don't take my anger out on that whole race. My thing is this, because I guess just even using the one example where it was the YouTuber Minnesota Boy, where he was trying to have me align with him to hate white people. And I'm like, fam, whatever experience that you've had with white people, that's your own experience. Yes, I've had my own experience with white people. I was just telling a friend of mine's we were kind of like talking on it last night and today, how I had a racist neighbor. But the thing is this though, and this was like back when I was 11, but when the school year had started, like, yeah, I'd going into 7th grade, all that stuff, school year starts, white kids all around me. I didn't think of that racist lady and was all like, oh, now I got to develop a hatred towards probably half of these guys that's going to be my friends, like, long term and stuff. Like, we going to be inviting each other to get-togethers, weddings, and all this other stuff. Like, why should I have a hatred? Going back to the Minnesota Boy example, why should I have hatred towards white people and they ain't even did nothing to me? Yeah, there was that one particular one, but even with that situation, I'm like, when that racist lady, that racist neighbor, she called me and my friends the N-word 3 times. Not once did I say anything racist or derogatory to her. I did flash her and she called the cops on me, and yeah, that's how that goes down. But anyways, but yeah, I was like, fam, the thing is this. And she was an old woman too. She looked like she could have probably been like maybe in her 60s or 70s or something. I'm not going to stoop down to this woman's level. It's like, you done went your whole life being racist for what? I'm like, and what was the funny thing about it is that wasn't even something that I had started. I'm minding my own business, and it's like she's in the comfort of her home. Like, if I could just sit down and just talk on that moment real quick and just, I guess, overall showing proof of like how a racist person, it's like, you're the root of racism, you're the root of that problem. Yeah, you could try to blame black people for this, a person of color for that, and all these other different things, but when you look at the root of the problem of racism, it's you, the racist. And so, but anyways, so I remember me and my friends, we were getting ready to go up to this like big old giant field and have a water balloon fight. We were going to contact all of our friends. We had like multiple buckets of just water balloons. So anyways, we're going up to the school. I remember my friend and his cousin, they started arguing about something. So it was me and another friend. We kind of just sat off on the sidewalk, and it was like, man, let's just let them argue. I'm like, whatever it is that they arguing about, let's just let them argue and stuff. So anyways, there's this other neighbor, not the racist lady. This was a neighbor that lived across the street from the racist lady. But anyways, there was this dog that they had in their front yard. Dog was chill. Like, I even remember there was a time where I was walking home and I asked them, I was like, can I pet your dog? And they say, yeah, you pet the dog all you want and stuff. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm taking that as an invitation where every time, because my thing is this, if they say, hey, from this day forward, don't pet my dog anymore. All right, cool. I got respect for you, your property, your dogs, all that stuff. I'm like, I will no longer infiltrate. I mean, I didn't like step all in their yard and pet the dog and stuff. Like, no, if the dog walked up to me, because the dog, like, it was one of those like electrical fence type things or invisible fences. I don't know. But anyways, the dog would never leave out of that front yard. And so I was like, that's a smart dog and stuff. But anyways, but no, it would get to like the edge point and I just, reach over still without not stepping over into people's yard. But again, the people were cool with me petting their dog and stuff. So anyways, so I see the dog goes out there, I see the dog, I'm getting ready to pet it. I had to say my hand maybe got inches away from that dog's head before I could even make a full connection with this dog. All of a sudden, I just hear, you better not touch that dog, you N-word. And I'm like, who and what? So automatically knew who it was. looked up, seen that it was her in her window. So yeah, me and my friends, we all, cause like my friend and his cousin, they stopped because my friend, he's half black, and then his cousin is full black, and then it was a friend of ours that was Hispanic, and then it was me. And so yeah, we're all just in front of the lady's house. We're yelling at her, letting her know about herself and stuff. Because this wasn't the first time we had got into it with her. Like, there was times where she yelled at one of my other friends. She'll take pictures of us. I mean, this old lady was weird, bro. I don't know what she got going on now. I don't know if she's at an old folks home or if she's still here with us or not. But yeah, that woman, she was on weird timing, bro. But anyways, but my thing is this. You in your house where you can easily close your window, do whatever it is that you do in the comfort, because I'm not going to expose the house or anything, but it was a decent sized house. You could go any and everywhere in that house. You could go any and everywhere, because even the backyard too, it was a decent sized backyard. You could go any and everywhere in your backyard. You do not have to pay attention to us whatsoever. What reason do you have to look out your window and tell me not to pet a dog that's not even yours? And that's what I mean by like racist people, where it's like they try to put themselves involved in stuff where they don't even need to be involved. And it's like, fam, and that's just even with Minnesota Boy. It's like he got himself involved in some stuff that he didn't even need to get himself involved into. You know, it's like he decided that he wanted to, add his little spin. Because for those that don't know, so yeah, Minnesota Boy, he was a content creator that did this video where he was trying to follow this trend where people were doing these deer a certain group of people type videos, but he wanted to add his own little spin to it, and he made a video titled "Dear White People, Why I Hate White People." And I'm like, you see, that's what I mean. I'm like, you're trying to add yourself involved in some stuff and you're going about it all the wrong way. Yeah, my thing is this. I guess like talking to a racist person and stuff, but I highly doubt they're gonna listen to me because I'm just a uneducated black man that don't know nothing. All I know is football, watermelon, chicken, Kool-Aid, and stuff like that. So, but my thing is this, to get a little educational on you guys real quick. Try figuring out how to have a conversation, but without being racist. Erase all that racism. Like, I guess, you know, because I'm like, the year is almost over. So going into the year 2026, and from, you know, every other year up until you take your last few breaths and stuff, have conversations, all right, with, like, it could be with anybody, but have a conversation and don't say nothing racist. Don't say no racist derogatory words, sayings. Don't, you know, try to allude to something racist. It just overall have a conversation with people, you know. And the thing is this, it's funny because it's like I'll say that and I know that they'll argue with me. That's overall just them saying that, oh, I can't have all my mind knows is how to be racist. I can't have no logical conversations with people. I can't try to, you know, develop an education on stuff and then, you know, try to figure out things the right way. No, all I just know how to do is just call you the N-word and say this and say that. That's just flat out racist. And it's like, yeah, you ain't gonna get nowhere with that. So overall, going back to these two video games, the Assassin's Creed game and then this ethnic cleansing game, when you look at the Assassin's Creed game, it's overall, if we are going to get technical with that game, it's about handling a problem. The ethnic cleansing game, that's just overall just you causing a problem. Because it's like, you look at that game, it's somebody that was wrongfully taken from his land that's overall just trying to fight his way out of the racism surrounding him. Talking on the Assassin's Creed game, ethnic cleansing, it sounds like one of these like racist field attacks that you'll hear on the news. Because what was that one where I think it was like a Buffalo supermarket or a store or something like that, and the guy, he walked in there with this assault rifle and I think it said N-word killer or something like that, and he just went in there and started shooting and killing a bunch of black people. So, and that's the thing where I'm like, you know, and that's why I'm like, I don't really hear too many stories, and I'm not saying that those stories need to happen. Like, we need to hear things, or see things like that of somebody, I guess, going into a racist area and killing a bunch of white people, because I'm like, that's just only going to add more to the problem. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you know, if you want to handle racism, handle it with words. Pretty much do what I did. Yeah, it ain't going to really solve nothing or stop racism, but but the thing is this is how I look at it. By me doing this episode, somebody's convinced. somebody's all like, dang, it's like I'm out here being racist and I ain't even got no reason to be racist. And that's how it is too. It's like people that are racist, you ain't never had not one thing happen to you where I guess and it came from somebody from a different color and things. And it's like you just out here being racist for no reason. So that's usually how it is. Cause I'm like, there's people that I ain't dealt with on the internet where they being racist. And I'm like, what, I guess situations have you had with black people to where now you gotta like turn around and take that anger out on me? So, but anyways, that game Ethnic Cleansing, I'm like, I can see why that was only a one-time game, because it's like ain't nobody. The thing is this, people will only buy that game or I guess talk about it just to overall make fun of it, like somebody was really dumb enough to make a game like that. So, but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube, follow or subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service, and peace.